Half-Bloods, welcome back. We are Scott and William. William is looking extremely wide-mouthed and radiant, and I'm excited for today. William, we have our first official mailbag or Ask Us Anything episode.
Yep. Throngs of people have written in demanding this.
Exactly. I'm not sure how many people Cassie just directly texted and said, you have to write in, but I think that's a lot. So, maybe it's a lot of our friends who wrote in, but who cares? We have friends and they wrote, so it's fine.
Yeah. Also, what's wrong? You can always just make up stuff and write it. Pretend.
True.
Who's to say that Cassie didn't write these questions or ChatGPT or you?
That's a good point. I'm pretty sure she did write a couple of them. William, I'm going to write into Bill Simmons, and I feel like he might read my email. I've got a pretty good take that I want that is a take off of his take, and I think it's basically my LeBron versus MJ, and the gap between them, and longevity versus peak. And I was like, I've done it mathematically. Here's the math. Use this. I feel like he's going to read it, so I'll be disappointed if he doesn't.
Maybe you got to figure out how to distill it into like the shortest version, and then link something longer.
Right. Right. You're so wise. But I'm excited.
Brevity is not my strong suit.
Nope. That's why we have a podcast, and that's why we talk as long as we want. So we don't have our normal Stump William because we already have a lot of questions. We don't have a Fred versus George because we already have a lot of questions. Normally I'm asking questions, William's answering them. Today, you're asking the questions, and we'll answer them. William, are you ready?
Born ready.
All right. We're jumping right in. We are starting with a question from username. I don't know if I should do the username for all of them because then we'll see how many are from our friends. Username Matty Fours. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
He sounds awesome.
Who do you... Yeah, he does.
I bet he's got a good crossover.
I feel like, yeah, he does. I feel like the Fours is for me. Like I was 44 in high school, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't. He's not going to listen to this, so he won't be able to confirm or deny. But
if there's anyone in the world who's not going to listen to this, it's definitely Matt.
That's a fact.
Whoever this guy is, I just get that vibe.
Whoever this guy is, none of our friends listen. Trevor listens to one every 10 episodes, but
I don't blame them.
None of them listen. I kind of blame them. I listen to every one of Trevor's King's Week podcasts, and he did several of those. I listen to every
I feel supported.
instantly.
I'll just put it that way. I feel supported. I feel loved and supported. I'm not.
We have hundreds of listeners now, William. Every episode has hundreds of listeners.
We need to find down the one person who gave us the 1-star review and hunt them down and gut them like a fish.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, that's not a segment. I guess fans, if you are listening to us on Apple, if you could go give us 5 stars, because we actually have several 1- and 2-star reviews. You can only see the ones that write text. And one person wrote, this seems like it could be a good podcast. I was scrolling through, but the movies are actually better than the books, and I just can't agree with that. And so they gave us 1 star. Can you give someone 1 star for disagreeing with their take? That seems unfair.
I mean, you can. Welcome to the internet. You can say and do whatever you want, pretty much.
We only have 4.3 stars, which,
I mean, you can't fix stupid, and I can't fix that guy or girl.
So, well, this person is not going to like this question. Matty Fours asked, who do you blame for the terrible movie adaptations?
Who do I blame?
I mean, we can start with Chris Columbus. He kicked us off with our first 2 movies and, set the tone. Actually, I think the first 2 are better than a lot of the others. It's really the 4th movie where it just starts tanking so hard. I blame the medium of film. That is what I blame. I don't think anyone could have made a perfect, Harry Potter movie.
A less charitable part of me says I blame the throngs of simpletons who watched them and clapped like seals and pretended they were good.
That's a great answer.
Who were like, oh my gosh, Neville and Luna, they were shipping that and stuff, just stuff like that.
Do you give any blame to the casting director who casted Daniel Radcliffe?
No, I don't blame him. That's ridiculous. They don't know Daniel Radcliffe was a hobbit when they cast him.
How tall is his dad, though? Did they do that a little genetic research?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I hope this kid, the new kid's Scottish and he's got a sick voice, his real voice.
I'm excited for him.
And I feel like Scottish people are just cooler than English people. So even if they're not as good at like soccer or something, but what does Scotland invent? The free market? Like,
Yeah, good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm excited for that kid. The movies are trash, and I blame everyone who had anything to do with them. You all failed. That's who I blame.
I just blame the directors, the creative directors, because that's ultimately like the people who made the choices. Like I've said it before, it's not. I don't know. Maybe I blame just Warner Brothers, the commercialization and aspect of it. I think once that ball got rolling down the hill, you can't stop it. And it's such a good thing that I think those movies are a poor adaptation, but I can't deny that they also brought in people to like Harry Potter, something that I like, and they may have read the books or, partaken in stuff. But ultimately, just commercialization, just corruption through commercialization of it. Vacant art. I don't know. That I would say that. I would ultimately blame the directors and just the overall executive commercialization of the IP.
It's a good answer.
Because I feel like you can balance both. Like you can do a much better job and still make them ducats and print the galleons. But I just feel like they were really out of whack on that. Like they got lazy, especially like you said, the fourth movie, they really got lazy.
Right. And there was an opportunity to just soak up more money. You should have started the 2-parters right there. That movie should have ended after Second Task. Just
maybe. Yeah. I feel like
the climax.
They got lazy. And I guess I blame just the commercialization of that.
So, you brought up a good point.
Form.
You brought up a good point. This is a perfect segue to a question from my boy Cole. He said, Harry Potter versus Lord of the Rings, be honest. And Lord of the Rings, I mean, again, we have to separate books and movies, where I do enjoy the Harry Potter books more than I enjoy the Lord of the Rings books, though I do love the Lord of the Rings books. I think that Lord of the Rings is the best movie adaptation that I have ever seen. And they came out at the exact same time as Harry Potter. And I vividly remember comparing like Aragog versus Shelob. And I was like, why is Shelob 10 billion times cooler than Aragog? Why are the ring wraiths 10 billion times cooler than Dementors? They came out at the same time. I was impressionable,
and
11,
it's not
12,
just because
13-year-old.
Tolkien's a better writer or something. Yes, great, he is. But that's not why that movie is better than the Harry Potter movie. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not qualified to say it, but sure, Tolkien's a better writer. I'm not would never debate that. But that's not why that part is better.
No.
That's a good question. So I definitely, I like Lord of the Rings, but I can't pretend I'm a diehard Lord of the Rings book guy. I've read them, I enjoyed them, but
me too.
I haven't reread them a bunch. I've read them all.
I've read them a couple
maybe
times.
Twice.
Now I listen to them. I can't read them. There's no way I can
the
ever
Andy
read those
Serkis
again.
one is great. The Andy Serkis stuff is great.
Shout out Andy Serkis one.
The Hobbit's the best one too, by the way. I like The Hobbit the best anyway.
Hobbit is a great book. That was so much worse as an adaptation. I can't believe they split that into 3 greedy movies, and they didn't even.
That's a good example. They weren't. All 3 of those movies are better than any of the Harry Potter movies, but it was a thing to do to split those into 3 movies. It was ridiculous,
and they still had so much time. They still had so much time to do that battle, and they still just did not do a great job. They could have done so much better.
No. I don't know. See, that's where they jumped the shark on that. They just went too much. Obviously, Lord of the Rings was a massive hit, and creatively fantastic and all that. And then when they're making the Hobbit ones, it's basically more about the money than the
CGI,
creative, whatever
baby.
the balance was. Like, I'm not gonna be naive. Like, it's all about money. Like, they didn't make Lord of the Rings to be creatively fulfilled. They made it to make money, and it did. And it also was great creatively. You know,
Agreed.
So so like that's a good guiding principle of like, just because you make something to make money doesn't mean it has to be creatively bankrupt or just not that good.
Exactly. Again, they came out at the exact same time. I was going to the theaters to watch both these movies, and as a 12-year-old, I could greatly tell the difference. Lord of the Rings, awesome. Harry Potter,
I think
for children.
Right. In some ways, there's some things about Lord of the Rings that are probably harder to adapt. There's probably some things about Harry Potter that are harder to adapt. Obviously, I think adapting children is probably way harder than adapting Aragorn and hobbits.
This is true. This is true. Sandlot did it though. Okay, Sandlot gave us great kids.
Sandlot did it. The Sandlot is also 90 minutes of perfect cinema. Gosh, what a great movie.
I'm just saying, you could don't blame the kids. Okay, don't blame that.
No, I just think it's harder. It's definitely harder.
I know it is. I know.
That's all. But there's obviously a long list of movies with kids in it that did great. It's just a little bit harder. But also, like, high fantasy is a tough sell to a mass audience, and they did that really well with Lord of the Rings.
They did it amazingly. Swept.
Yeah. And I know there are people that really don't like those adaptations, and that's fine. But it's definitely fewer and farther between than people than Harry Potter book fans who don't like.
Agreed. Enough to inspire the much-needed book-only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia. I've never seen the much-needed unofficial Lord of the Rings book trivia. It could exist, though. Probably. I'm sure it does, but
it'd be so much harder to make. And like,
people have talked to me about that all the time. Like, what other trivia are you going to do? I was like, Harry Potter is the perfect trivia niche. Like, Lord of the Rings, too nerdy.
Too deep.
Like, Marvel.
Too deep.
Yeah, too deep. Marvel, like, too big. Like,
too big.
Yeah,
it's infinite. There's a multiverse. It's infinite. Yeah. There's too many sprawling webs. Lord of the Rings is too dense and deep, and there's so much appendices and Silmarillion and blah 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 blah.
No, Harry Potter is right where I belong. A kid's book that grows into a teenage book.
That is our mental level, and we love it.
Exactly. I have not grown since that. This is a question from Not a Friend. And I think this is a fun one. I thought of this the other day as I was reading to my kids. The question is from Lola Scavino. What subjects do you think Fred and George got their OWLs in? You, of course, know this, but for the kids listening at home, Fred and George got 3 OWLs, which means they only got a passing grade in 3 OWLs. And William, what do you think they got those in?
Well, let's start with what they didn't get. They definitely did not get History of Magic.
History of Magic, out. Completely out. We don't know what electives they took.
Yeah, but let's say they took Transfiguration. I mean, not Transfiguration. Divination. Divination.
Right. No chance.
Definitely not. Right. Like maybe they took Care of Magical Creatures.
Which I mean, we know that they're good wizards, right? Like they do impressive magic, but there's a written they got it for everything.
Yeah, there is. I think they scrape by in Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and Transfiguration, the 3 most important ones.
I agree. Actually, my only thought was potions. Like they seem to be master potion makers. They're just mixing in whatever they want together to create. Brand new things.
It's between, I guess, like defense. I guess I always say that Defense Against the Dark Arts seems like a very weird subject, like defense, like a defensive class. They're always, it's defensive. Like like it really should be, like I've talked about, it should be a history of magic, like teaching and like molding the young minds of people not to be raging racists, like, and
no one has time for that.
You don't have to worry as much about, you have a monopoly on these kids' education, but you can't like get the message across. Anyway, but you know what? I will go with potions. I bet they got potions. Defense Against the Dark Arts. They never had any good teachers, really.
Right. And I feel like Harry was teaching them things, like I feel like they weren't just like, oh, this is too easy. Like they were in there learning, so I'm going with potions as well. They'd have to memorize a lot of stuff. I don't know, but I imagine they dominated all their practicals. They could go up and do whatever they wanted, and then they just literally like probably doodled on their written and just like, well, I really don't care.
Yeah, I just don't think they cared about and you know what? It'd be hard to like as a wizard, like if you're they know they're not going to go to the ministry, and frankly, the ministry sounds awful. I don't know why people want to work for the ministry.
Well, it's 90% of jobs.
I know, but like the concept of a job in this abundance of AI of magic, it's like our world with like AI and like the internet, right? Like everything changed when like you can just infinitely duplicate something and give it to everybody. The value of music changed, right? Like it's not the same. So like you're a wizard, the value and the concept of like what is worth money and what requires money is just so different, you know? Remember those things like you wouldn't print a car, would you? Yes, I dang right would. If you could print a car, yes, I would. It's not that. Like, shut up. Like, that's ridiculous. If you could print a car, yes, you would print a car. The whole concept of what a car is and what its value is would be completely changed if you could just print one. What a ridiculous like standard to try to tell people not to do stuff. I'm sorry, but that's logically flawed and stupid.
Is that the warnings that you get when you buy a 3D printer?
No, that you want to talk about? Yes, like people 3D print some stuff, right? But again, like this was like back in our like when we were in like 2001 when everyone's freaked out about Napster. But like, guess what? When music became something that's immediately replicable and distributable to the whole earth, the value of what a song is worth changed. It's not the same as it was in the 80s.
This is true.
Anyway, this goes back to my whole point about wizard world and the economy of wizarding, of the wizard world, is what is the value of gold and money? Like, what does it actually buy you? What, like, yeah, you can't create food out of nothing. Okay, but you can replicate it. Like, you know, having goblin made items and jewels and things like that. Like, I guess like that, but like, why, you know, but like
how about a functioning house?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, but like, you can do magic. Like, if what does it cost? Like, is there something like a magical contractor, like someone who's really good at like building houses, like just specifications?
Good question.
What is the value of that job? Like, what is the value of that? Like, you know, compared to like, what is that skill that you could have that someone you would hire someone to do that? They're so much better at it than you could figure out how to build something. Or create something, or take what you have and augment it and do better with it, right?
I mean, that's what today is too, you know, like I have some holes in my wall that, you know, I just really can't patch myself. And most people can, but I can't. So yeah, I would pay for, you know, my magical contractor to build my house so it doesn't look like the Burrow. It looks like something better. I don't know.
I know, but I'm saying like, why can't like would an average wizard be able to do more? And the Weasleys are happy living like they do and like adding on to their house in like a janky way, right? It's kind of like the whole thing that the medical world works in the magic. They can fix normal things in a cinch, in an instant, right? Like if you broke your arm, right? Well, if you got bit by a magical poisonous snake, I can't fix that immediately, right? Like that takes a deeper level of magic and control and stuff like that. So like if you put a hole in your wall, like in your drywall has right now, like you would be like reparo done, right? If it was magically destroyed, okay, maybe that's more complicated. But I don't know. The whole concept of like money and what things are worth and like what would you pay people? I have no idea. It'd be completely different in the wizarding world.
Yes, it would. As you said, I have one piece of bacon. I will never buy one ever again. What is that bacon worth? I don't know if that's how it works though. If it goes bad and they have to buy a new one, I don't know. I don't know.
Does it? When you replicate it, it's like sourdough starter. I mean, it's like new, but it replicate it. It like, is that replicated one new? Does it degrade over time? You know? But even if so, like, okay, I need to buy bacon once every 2 months. Like,
and you only have to buy one every time?
Yeah, like one pack, you know, basically. You know?
But why would you even buy a pack? Wizards should only sell things in singles. I don't know. There's crappy wizards out there. William, your brain is too deep for. What was the question? What subjects
I have no idea what
do you think
question
Fred and
was.
George got their OWLs in? I think this could be our lowest ranked episode yet.
You trust me. I think it's charms, transfiguration, potions.
I like it.
Defense Against the Dark Arts is so nebulous and like not important. Like I guess they had Lupin that year, so that would be like a good teacher.
Would have helped.
But you know, I think the other three. I think they're really smart, and I don't think they got O's or anything, but they passed, and especially because
again,
the written part, they were just like they wrote poop on a paper. You know,
yes, their practicals carried them. Agreed.
Lazy but talented.
Agreed.
Also, they're not even lazy; they're just lazy with things that they don't care about.
They don't. Yeah, exactly. They're working hard. They're working hard. All right, this next one is from either Sean 2 or Sayanato. I don't know. All the names are cut off. Are your wives as adept on Harry Potter knowledge as both of you? If they were, then they'd probably be on the podcast, at least occasionally. But Cassie has actually like really embarrassed me a couple times where she's just like, oh, like that's what happens? Like, I had no idea. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, all I can remember is the movie. And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, you've read the books in adulthood. Like, I've watched you read them. She's like, I just forgot. And I just picture the movie. And I'm like, you're what's wrong with the whole world. So, Cassie, no. But she's gotten a lot more knowledgeable. Like, if she played Ultimate Harry Potter Trivia, she'd do way better than what she should.
Yeah. I would say Brianna is one of the most intelligent people I know. She would do pretty well. She's pretty good at trivia, but like if you get past a certain point, she's like, I don't care, that's dumb. You know, like she's like, name like how many passwords? Like she'd be like, that's a dumb question. I'm not going to get that.
Okay, well,
you know, that's kind of her philosophy. She's like, that's dumb. I don't care.
That's fair. That's a healthy relationship with.
That would be her philosophy on that. Like, you know. But she loves the book. She's really re-listening to all like the audio. But I will say this: she's a mom of 4 children, and there's only so much brain space available, and it gets filled with a million other things that she has to remember and do and keep on top of and manage, and you know, a finite amount of space for when you're managing a household with 4 kids and, you know, a dog and 2 cats and life and summer and camps and a million things. So, but I would say she's very much above average. Like she's very much above average.
Cassie and Brianna should battle. I told Cassie that she should be ready and we should tell Brianna and they should do a battle, but she was like, I don't think so. But they should.
A tough sell.
We should see.
I'm not even going to try to sell that. I'm not going to try to sell that.
We'll do it offline and we'll report back to everyone who's very desperate to know. At least Sean T.O. is very, very interested. No, we did not marry.
The question is like, how annoyed do they get sometimes with?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, Cassie supports this. This wouldn't be here without her, you know, and she, you know, for those who don't know, edits and posts all of the social media. So, you know, she's in. She did draw the line at like how many games I'm allowed to keep in the house. We're like 200. The rest are in storage. So, yeah, there's been moments, but she's been nothing but supportive. Thank goodness. Or otherwise we would not be sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're back on Maddie Fours. We're still on our first page. We'll see how this goes. What's one character you wish had more shine in this series? See, these are the ones I should have got ahead of time so we could. Yeah, Fred, R.I.P. No, you're right, George. We've hit that many times. George is the second twin, but he does get to live. I feel like Charlie, you know, the forgotten Weasley, basically. We get a lot more Bill in the last 3 books. Charlie just disappears. A little disappointing. I feel like I really want to know like Florian Fortescue. Like, he doesn't need more shine, but I feel like he had something. He had some really good stuff. I feel like he had good ancestry. He had good knowledge. I feel like he was just
he's
like,
probably like Italian. Like he's
yeah. I feel like he was like a retired superhero. He's like, he's like the beginning of like a superhero movie where like it's just like Spider-Man trying to live a normal life.
Also, he's doing life right. Like he owns an ice cream shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No one's duplicating that and saving it at home to that point, It's
So
there's
that,
good
but what
economy
I
there.
think, like, yeah, but like when I think about that, like the fact that you own that, like your needs would be met. Like you don't have to like I don't think anyone should be like paycheck to paycheck in the wizard world. That's what bothers me about the Weasleys, like how insanely poor they were. Like
Maybe
anyway,
they only make like a galleon a week, I don't know. That doesn't make sense. There's so many galleons out there. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Anybody else who should have more shine?
I agree with Charlie. I was thinking like Aberforth gets shine, but
Yeah.
I think it would have been. I think Aberforth could have had more. I mean, he does show up pretty well, like in the 7th book, obviously, and he shows up throughout. I really, really liked Aberforth, and like everything he does. That would be cool.
Could we have gotten more
Any
like
bad
Victor
guys?
Crumb?
Yeah, Victor Crumb. I mean,
yeah, I feel like I always blank on the Death Eaters, but there was one who I really loved during our March Madness tournament. I was like, give me some more love on him. He seems like he's defeated basically every member of the order. I think it was Dolohov. Like Dolohov's a freaking beast.
What about Rodolphus Lestrange, like the husband of Bellatrix?
Just
like,
shunned.
He's just like nothing.
I know. All she wants to do is get with Voldemort, and I'm okay with it. Like that's his whole life.
But I would love to know more about him. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know you want to know more about Regulus. You asked for a whole show about him and only 4 opportunities. So Regulus.
Yeah. I think Regulus would be a fascinating character.
He would be.
Yeah.
Does he deserve to be a top 4 choice to make an HBO show about it? I don't know.
When you're drafting against other people who take your stuff, then yes.
Well, we tied, so it's not like, and I voted for myself 3 times, so you beat me. So what do I know?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can come back. Like I said, these are the ones you want to think about ahead of time.
I think though, Charlie would be. I think Fleur. I think like Fleur doesn't have a lot to do. Like she's there and she's around, but like
show her at the Battle of Hogwarts. Show her some redemption on sucking in the Triwizard tournament and getting screwed out of the 3rd task. Same with Victor. They both got screwed. Give them some love.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
This comes from House of Color, a local Charlotte. I don't know how to describe it. House of Color, where you pick what season you are, all that good stuff.
Oh, I'm familiar.
I have figured, but maybe some of the listeners, unfamiliar. I don't know who's still listening at this point.
I have family that does that.
Well, there you go. This is a family podcast, but she did FMK, the Harry Potter characters. I have this also. I don't have it in front of me, William. You have the much needed book only ultimate unofficial Harry Potter trivia. And I do Kiss. What did I do? Kiss, Marry, Kill.
Marry, Kiss, and Kill, yeah.
I put out a couple there. I feel like for the girls, it was like Fleur, Ginny, and Hermione. Who you got?
Can I marry Draco because he's got money? Can I pick whatever I want?
I mean, we'll do the boys right after, but those are the
Fleur, Ginny, Hermione.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you'd want to marry Hermione.
You're definitely killing Hermione, and it's not sex. He's like, and you're obviously gonna kiss Fleur, and then you're marrying Ginny. Like it's a pretty obvious answer. Like it's a lock. It's a lock.
I mean, Hermione would be.
She's too much. I don't need that much.
She'd be tough.
Motivation in my life.
People are gonna hate that take. It's so terrible. Like, she's too motivated. She's too smart. Too powerful.
I don't know. I mean, being a trophy husband could be nice. Let her.
I don't think she'd be happy with that, though. I don't think.
She wanted me to try harder. I mean, that's what Ron is. Well, the cursed child's fake. So, anyways, okay. What about Harry, Draco, and Neville? Well, we could do Ron. Harry, Ron, Draco.
You gotta marry Draco.
You gotta marry Draco. And I think it'd be nice to like, if he likes you, he'll be nice to you.
The house.
You know?
He's got the house too.
Yeah, Malfoy Manor. You got the peacocks.
Yeah.
Got
all sorts of hidden rooms and other. I mean, who knows? You dabble in the Muggle markets, like all sorts of stuff.
I don't know who I'd kill and who I'd kiss for Harry and Ron, though.
I'd kill Ron. Yeah, whatever. Ron was he.
Kill Ron, and then it was like, well, I got with the chosen one, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, there's some mistletoe and Nargles in it.
That's a good notch on your belt. So
yeah,
I like that.
He's only theoretically he's only kissed like 2 girls his whole life. So
what a loser. I've kissed so many more. I don't know why we're doing this. It's because I really haven't. All right. Next question is from
Scott.
Yeah. Next question is from my dear wife, the only woman I've ever kissed. Say one nice thing about the movies. John Williams.
The Deathly Hallows animation where they got away from the actors.
Good for us. We did it. And
we did it.
That moves us past our first page. We're at 30 minutes. I think we're doing amazing.
Oh,
if there's anyone still listening, then thank you.
Dang right.
Oh, this is also from Cassie. How much would someone have to pay you to never read Harry Potter again? Eesh. That means I can't read it with my children. I can't listen to the. Ooh. I'd have to finish it with my children. I don't know if there's an amount of money. Well, I don't know. There's an amount.
I guess I could just count. There is an amount of money. I calculate what does it cost to pay off my house. I guess that.
Yeah. I mean,
which would probably make me pretty cheap because that's not in the millions. You know, it's not like I couldn't live on that. You know what I mean? Like
to never. So like we're 11 chapters into the 5th book, and like my kids could still read it, right? But I'm not allowed to read that with them. Like if they're reading it, I have to leave.
My kids have finished the books. 2 of them.
I feel like that's different for you. I feel like that's a lesser amount, you know? I feel like it's like $1 million. If I had $1 million,
I'd have to go look up. I'd have to get in my mortgage to look up like what the payoff is on my house, and I'll just go with that, whatever that number is.
That's a good answer. I feel like how much money would you pay to have your memory of Harry Potter erased, but not the love, and you get to read it again? Like, legitimately, how much would you pay for that? That was the thing. That's like a Ben Affleck movie, right? Paycheck. They can delete parts of your memory.
Yeah. I think it'd be like, how do you compare it to like some kind of elective surgery? Like, what does it cost for like...
Yes.
Whatever the magic peptides that Connor takes to get ripped. Like, I don't know what those cost, you know?
I'll find out because I want to take them because he looks good. And I am jealous. What was I going to say?
I don't know. Yeah, I would have to compare it to some kind of elective surgery of like, what does it cost to like...
I feel like we're talking like five digits. Like, I would pay like $10,000 to erase my memory of Harry Potter to read it again.
Yeah,
for
my
the
first
time.
thought was like 5, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's probably closer to like 5, but yeah, I would pay like $5,000 to like forget an amazing thing to experience it again for the first time. But also, I wouldn't want to lose all the memory I have of Harry Potter. So it would have like. I don't know if I actually would. It would be like after I read it, then it all comes back. Because experiencing it again is amazing, but then forgetting all the knowledge I've gained over the last, especially you, like, I'm not saying it's your whole thing, but online it's your whole thing. You know, like Harry Potter knowledge, you can't erase that. That's worth like
to feel like the high, the endorphin hit of like what it was like to relive the Battle of Hogwarts.
I'm saying. Be pretty incredible.
Well, what if you could pay for it? What if you could pay for it, like to relive, like you pay less money, but it'd be just like, all right, 7th book, like your brain is where it came out. You know, you'd read all 6, and then the 7th book, and then once you finish the 7th book, you get that high, that feeling, and then you just go back to your previous knowledge level. You know,
now we're getting our cake and eating it too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm cheating. I'm just creating scenarios. But yeah, I mean, like, as far as that would be the most incredible thing to like relive that.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Continuously chasing that high. This is a good question from Ariel, longtime fan. She actually is the inspiration for when I started the she's not a longtime fan. She's a longtime friend. But she's the inspiration for starting the original Harry Potter social media, which was just me listing all the reasons I hate the movies, because she was the first person who really was just like, wait, Scott hates the movies. Why? And it just pushed me over the edge. And I was just like,
how much time you got?
Exactly. So she was a big supporter. Her question is, would you rather be a house elf or a squib? I'd rather be a house elf 10,000 times out of 10,000. Being a squib is the saddest thing in the entire world.
I'd rather be a squib. I don't want to give up being human. I don't want to give up being human.
I'd be Dobby. Well, okay, give up being human. I don't know that I'm human. I feel like that's
be a
unfair.
House elf.
I feel like that's unfair. Would you rather be a wizard slave or would you rather be a squib? I'd rather be a wizard slave.
I'd rather be a squib. Are you kidding me?
No.
Most house elves are like abused. You work at Hogwarts. It's a pretty nice life. But
I'm imagining a good life.
Yeah, okay. I would rather be a squib for sure. I think that would be torture.
I'd be Hepzibah. I'd be like Hokey, you know? I just got a fat old lady who likes to collect things, and I dote on her, and I'm very happy. But being a squib, I'd go to sleep every night knowing that I am a worthless piece of nothing, and I will never amount to anything or anyone around me.
I mean, there's a whole movie about this. It's called Encanto.
Yeah, well,
and Maribel
I'm not as strong as Maribel. There were some low moments, and if that was a real movie, they would have been a little darker.
Well, the villain was Abuela. She was the villain of the movie.
She absolutely is, 100%. But I
mean, that's what she is. She's a squib. She's a squib, and the rest of her family has magic powers. And she kept a good attitude, and she sang great songs. And it's the best Disney movie of the last 15 years. So
I have no arguments against that, and I know that I am not as good as her. And I would have...
I'm not as good as Maribel either. Yeah,
I would have either hurt myself or other people, and there's no other way. So,
yeah, I would. I'm definitely on Team Squib. I'm on Team Squib. I would love to see what other people think, though. Like,
this is fun. That is a great question.
I want to stay human, and yeah, I feel like you can still there'd be a whole communities of squib. You could find other squibs,
a whole
commiserate together.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about group therapy depression. That's all you're talking about. Go find other people who are as miserable as you. What is this? Some sort of my mommy didn't love me enough group? Shout out Dr. Cox. All right. Next one. I won't do all of Ariel's in a row. She asked a lot, but this is a fun one. Maybe all of hers are fun. We should just do only hers.
Just make up new names. This one's from Sebastian.
This one's from
Ariel.
Some amazing fan in...
Next one from Flounder.
China. Yeah. Good call. Which 5 Harry Potter characters would you choose to go on a Lord of the Rings quest with? This is a similar question that I have in my much-needed book, Only Ultimate Harry Potter, where my question is, who are all the students who go to the Ministry of Magic with Harry for the battle? And the commentary is Harry is way too mean to Ginny, being Ginny, Neville, Luna. Those are the last 3 they'd want to pick to go with him. I was like, Ginny is a beast. Neville actually does suck. And
Harry just didn't notice Ginny. He just didn't, he wasn't really he wasn't locked in like that. He didn't know. He just wasn't paying attention.
But then my question was, which 3 would you want to take? And I feel
all right. So for this question,
George,
I mean, you can't say Dumbledore, right? I think
Gandalf.
Because Dumbledore's power set is a lot bigger than Gandalf's. I
don't know. They do similar stuff, They both feel
Dumbledore,
around rock walls trying to find old magic, and
But I just mean wizard magic works a lot different in Harry Potter than it does in Lord of the Rings.
All right, we can take Dumbly off the.
Dumbly because I feel like Dumbledore would be cheating essentially.
It would
Not
be
cheating.
It would be
the clear answer.
What if the quest is to marry 5 women? Okay, he's gonna fail.
All right, I got an idea. I'm going to take Victor Crumb because I'm going to need some aerial support, and he's the best on a broom. I'm taking Crumb, Triwizard Champion. I'm taking Hermione for sure. You got to have Hermione. She's the only reason.
She is the lock.
she's really 1-1. Like if I'm excluding like Dumbledore,
agreed.
Like I'm keeping it to like the kids, like teenagers, right? Like let's keep for me, that's my answers to this. I'm keeping it because like Snape would be an obvious answer. He would be a miserable time, but like he's talented, right?
Snape would never make my list. No, it doesn't matter how talented he is.
But he's talented though, right? But like I'm keeping it to like the teenagers and kids, all that.
Right.
So I'll go with Hermione is definitely 1-1, but I said Crumb, Hermione. Let's think. I mean, I feel like Luna would be pretty valuable for the vibes. Like, if you're going on a quest, it's long, it's arduous. She has talent. She has real talent.
That's why you're picking Fred or George. Like, that's an insane answer. You want vibes, like, Fred or George? Or both?
No, I feel like Fred and George would annoy me faster. They're very
annoy you faster than Luna, the psychopath?
Not psychopath. She just misunderstood. This is my list. Shut your mouth. So I'm at...
Take longer.
Who else? How many did she say?
She said 5.
5. Okay, so I'm at Hermione, Victor Crumb, Luna. Let's do... Oh, man, I wish I could take Hagrid. I would definitely take Hagrid. Hagrid would be a good one.
I mean, you made your own rules. You can still take Hagrid.
I'm going to stick to the students.
Take Hagrid when he's 13.
Done. I'm taking 13-year-old Hagrid. Yeah, I'm taking young Hagrid because he's huge and massive and knows a lot about the outside world.
Yep.
And then last one, I would pick... Let's say, I guess Harry. Like I would pick Harry.
Yeah, he's a good leader, I suppose. That's a good list. I like your logic on a flyer. Somebody up high. I feel like I'm gonna go with Oliver Wood there. He's gonna be like. He's going to fulfill the role of like Aragorn a couple times where he's just like marching forwards. He's going to be awesome there. You're right. Hermione's 1-1. That's an absolute lock. I feel like I am taking Fred and George. I think
that's a really good pick. I agree. I went with Luna because I respect women more than you, but yes, that's a very good pick.
Thank you. I've got one girl. We should probably have another girl.
Angelina.
I was thinking Ginny.
Ginny'd be a good one.
I'm trying to think. I mean, probably Ginny. I mean, again, she keep morale up. She's wicked smart. She's got skills. That's a lot of Weasleys, but I feel like it'll work well.
They breed like gnomes. There's a lot of Weasleys.
That was a fun question. We'll keep going through Ariel's.
Yeah.
Ariel also asked, if Scott was forced, and William, to watch a Harry Potter movie, which one would he choose and why? And the answer is, of course, is the shortest one. I don't know which one that is. Tell me which one, and I'll watch the shortest one and get it over with. Probably the second one. I don't know which one it is. I think the first one. I don't know. They all suck. But
yeah, I'd probably go with the first one, though.
First one. They're cute. Like, the kids.
Anything when they're little kids. When they're kids. Like, cute kids. That's what I'd stick with. So, like, the first one.
Yeah. I mean, they're horrible actors, but like they're kids, so like I'm just not openly angry about it. I'm just like, oh, this is sad but cute. Good one. What Hogwarts house is Ariel's last one? What Hogwarts house would you be offended to be sorted into? As a proud Hufflepuff, you're not going to get me to say that. I mean, none, but I guess it'd be Slytherin. I feel like I'm not like that mean and ambitious and potentially evil.
I feel like I'd be really mad because like Slytherin sounds like an awful time. Like, what if you're not like a raging pureblood fanatic? Like, do you have friends? Is there like a secret like cabal of like these Slytherin guys that are like, guys, like you don't hate mudbloods, do you? Like, no, I don't care. like, no, man. Like, my mom's Muggle. My grandma was Muggle. They're like, I mean, like, yeah, but like, don't let Malfoy hear you because he's gonna freak out and make our lives miserable.
I mean, based on the Battle of Hogwarts, no, that group does not exist.
Yeah.
I mean,
there you go.
You could. I guess that's not fair. You could be a coward and not be a racist. So I guess I take that.
Yeah. There you go. But I think like Slytherin would be the tough hang because like all the other houses, like it'd be fun, like But like Slytherin, you'd be like, man, like they're definitely like apart, and they're their own thing, and it's
true.
really weird.
Wouldn't be offended, really, but really it would be horrible.
How evil they are. Yeah,
it's a good point. I like where your head's at. This is another one from our boy Matty 4 Bars. I'm not sure. We've addressed this a little bit. How do you feel about the new Severus Snape casting? I know you've shared many opinions. I'll just say that one, if he's a good actor, it'll be awesome, and that's what matters. And two is that it has created some of the funniest internet content I've ever seen in my life. So I like it for that.
Scott's referring to a filthy AI rap video.
Shout out Dave Snape. Buckley, who sent that to me. Dave, he's a listener. Found him through online.
Truly
so
like
funny,
so filthy and terrible, and objectively funny. But yeah, I think the glimpse we got of him in the trailer, I was like, looks fine to me. Like I said, I never really understood it because like they showed like the headshot of him, like he's a handsome man. Like what is this? Like it's not about his race, but I was just like, he's kind of like a handsome looking dude. Like I don't know, like
that doesn't fit any.
I don't really get the Snape vibe, but
no,
again,
not a hook nose, sallow skin. He does have a curtain of dark hair, so we got that, but a different kind of curtain than any of us have imagined before. Yeah,
I feel like I will defer to people who will tell me if that's a good wig or a bad wig. But
wig watch.
I'm not on that beat, on the wig watch beat. Shout out House of R. The Midnight Boys also have a lot to say about any and all
yes,
African American hair.
Yes,
which is their prerogative. Definitely on their play.
They would know.
Their place, not mine. They would know. But I think he's fine. Like it doesn't matter if he was Black, Asian, Middle Eastern, whatever. I thought like when they did the audio and they show Riz Ahmed like reading it, like he would have been a great Snape.
He would.
Riz Ahmed would have been an awesome Snape. It really doesn't matter about the race. It just doesn't.
I agree.
So again, I'd like to think like obviously like if they cast someone like that, they know there's going to be a reaction, right? And like again, this is like the eternal question is like there are people who are truly awful and say and mean awful things, but there's also people who just type stuff out in the world and throw it out there, and it doesn't. Like they don't believe it. They're just saying it to say it, like, so I don't know how much like people actually care versus how much like 3 people on the internet care. But I don't know. The half second we saw of him in the trailer, I was like, looks good. I got the vibe. Whatever.
It's funny they only let so few people talk. And I'm just curious to see how everybody sounds. And where's our next trailer?
I'm excited to hear like McGonagall talk.
I want the next trailer so we can get another 1,000 view post. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The next trailer. We're definitely doing anytime there's any trailer, we're doing more emergency content.
Bring your mic on your summer vacations. Okay. Just in case. You never know.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen.
William,
but
you just said you were going to emergency pod.
I can talk into a phone.
Well, this comes, my sister, Ashley, asked, who loves Harry Potter more? And if we were asking who loves this podcast more, I guess the answer would be me. But
are you talking like so between me and you? Well, actions speak louder than words, and you've done a lot more actions than me of all kinds.
That is not what I thought you were going to say. At least not the answer I'm going to give, where, I don't know, if actions speak louder than words, I know that you've listened to the book 10 times more than I have, maybe more. And it's, I don't know. You've also like increased my love for Harry Potter, like in a normal, just total dudes hanging out way. But like, I don't know. You've expanded.
I think it's safe to say you've like personally invested a lot more, whether it's monetarily or time, into building things around Harry Potter. But maybe that's just because our personalities, and I'm like way lazier than you. So
I think you are able to have a creative outlet through doing much cooler things than sitting in Excel and typing out questions and trying to stump your other friends.
Yeah, but maybe but I'm the one being stumped, right? So like that is my burden in life. If I was slightly worse and you were slightly better, maybe the roles would be reversed.
It's true. I don't know.
To say.
These are good.
But I will vote Scott because, like I said, actions speak louder than words. I didn't create that game. I had an important part of it, and I did help create it, but like not the actual. All I did was talk. Like that was like it. I didn't put in any effort. Be clear.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like it's a different question. I definitely vote William. Like you spend more time with Harry Potter than I do. If we're going love languages, like your, quality time, you win. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we both have obsessive personalities, and mine comes out like obsessive ways. Like mine comes out with just strictly more time spent listening and reading to the book.
Right.
And your
you win there.
Obsession with it is outletted in all these other things that you do. Which is awesome. So
it was a better discussion than I thought it would be. This is not a good discussion. This is from our friend Connor, who we've invited onto the pod and then set everything up. And then he was like, oh, by the way, I can't do it that day. And I was like, you're a useless piece of Canadian.
Well, tell him that we're doing it shirtless or something. Like we're doing a shirtless pod and he needs to take part in it.
Or Swoldemort, he can come on. His question, again, none of our friends listen to our podcast. Mad Eye Moody seeing the invisibility cloak. Will argues the plot hole, and Scott argues why it's good. Literally came out 2 weeks ago, Connor. You suck. Okay, so
just an excuse to poop on him, but he's not going to hear it. So unless it gets put on Instagram, they might hear it.
He might see it after he's done posting his "Here's how I mowed my lawn" Instagram. Freaking loser. Blake had some good questions. Our boy Blake, who has been on the pod twice now, at least. I guess 3 because we had to do a 2-parter. This is one I definitely would have wanted to prepare for. Make your best Quidditch team using our world's athletes. I mean, is Wemby our keeper no matter what?
I don't think. I don't know, the broom part, going between the leg, the whole,
his legs are as thick as mine. I don't know. He needs somewhere to hook his legs. He's got an extra long broom so that he's got room to, hook his legs on the back. But he doesn't even have to move on the broom though. Just hang him from the posts. Feels sacrilegious, but he's blocking.
I guess so. You could also just go with a more standard
I mean, do you think soccer players are better since Quidditch is closer to soccer? Is Messi going to be better than?
Not a keeper, though.
Not a keeper. I'm talking about chasers now.
Yeah, my first thought for seeker was I was thinking they're usually pretty small in the wizard world, so I was soccer players for that because the best soccer players ever are all tiny,
right?
So Messi is I think Messi would be the seeker because he's short. But he's also pretty stocky for a short guy. His legs are massive, relative to relative to Pele. He's stocky, He's got the running back legs, the quads.
I think that makes him good for a seeker.
I think he's powerful. I think he'd be powerful. Do
you want powerful? I mean,
or do you think a seeker would be someone like Justin Jefferson?
Ooh, I mean, that's where we should have gone first. Is just NFL athletes,
like Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. I'd put Jefferson as seeker. Then, if you're not,
I don't know. They should be chasers, right? They're not dropping anything. I don't know.
Chasers. I don't know. I feel like there'd be a bunch of outfielders you can throw as chasers.
I don't know. Does
shortstops, shortstops.
Yeah, I guess it's all about the arm. Yeah.
And the catching.
Yeah. What we're talking about? Yeah, I mean, should it be quarterback? Should we have, should we have Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow and, you know, Jaden McDaniels as our three chasers? They're just chucking that thing all over. I guess you're right. It's arms more than speed. Like, it's got to be the best arms.
I would go with I think I would go with like shortstops and like third baseman.
Just looking for that swing. I don't know.
So
that I'd have to go with A-Rod and Jeter because I don't really follow baseball. I don't know who's playing shortstop. Who's the best shortstop in the world right now?
Bobby Witt. Did he play shortstop? Lindor. Corey Seager plays for the Rangers. But
what about going back to speed? Like Usain Bolt. Like, is he not my 1-1 seeker? Like, is he going to be faster than everybody?
Why would he be fast on a broom though?
Why are we doing this at all? Like, there's no correlation to anyone's athleticism and what they'd be on a broom besides arm strength. To your point, like, who would be fast on a broom? What qualities are you looking for to be fast on a broom? There's nothing. We have nothing.
Yeah, I think I would go with like I like the idea of like I think NFL receivers would be the best chasers.
Yeah, but you just said shortstops. I thought.
Well, NFL or shortstops, guys like that. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, it is. Like I said, these are some of the ones we want time on. Blake also followed up with World Cup final or Quidditch World Cup final. It's the only context. Would you rather go? Would you rather watch?
I mean, the answer is a Quidditch one, because if that's real, that means Wizards are real and I get to see Wizards.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, I'd rather sit in like in the middle of the woods in England than in a dump in New Jersey where they're holding the World Cup final this year. That's a better location than a dumpy, terrible stadium that's holding the most important game in the world just because it's adjacent to New York City.
That's fair.
And it's a crap stadium. Why is it not in SoFi? I have no idea. Or the Rose Bowl again? No idea.
Got to spread the love. I have no thoughts on this because I don't care about soccer. But I am going to a World Cup game on Saturday, so on Sunday.
Yeah,
so
you get to go see Lamine Yamal. Hopefully play. Spain didn't play their two best attackers today
because they thought they would win
the game. Yeah, pretty much.
That's embarrassing. They better come out pissed on Sunday.
Yeah, but guess what? Argentina won the World Cup and they lost to Saudi Arabia. Spain won the World Cup and they lost to Switzerland, I believe. Switzerland is a lot better than Saudi Arabia, though, is not good, and Argentina lost to them. So, not the end of the world. Spain tied them; they'll be fine. But yes, I would rather. I mean, the answer is a Quidditch World Cup because I cannot imagine how insane it would be to watch people flying around and like crashing into each other, and like Vila turning into bird monsters and chucking fire, and like just the insanity of a World Cup, of a Quidditch World Cup, would be absolutely wild.
The mascots are the best part of the J.K. Rowling essays on like the future Quidditch World Cups.
Yeah, so for sure.
So funny. I did not realize how many of these were just from our friends. So we're going to end with someone who actually wrote in, N Romero 13. We're at about an hour. I think it's a good one to end on. Back to real Harry Potter. Did Harry ever pass his apparition test, in your opinion?
Officially, no.
I mean, that's just a straight. This is not an opinion, right? Or are we asking? Do you think he went back and like?
No, I think they just I think like he's got connections in Kingsley's minister, and he's like, "You're fine." Like, because he's on the list. He's on the register of allowed to do it.
Because we also learned he doesn't. I can't remember where we read this. I feel like I don't remember reading it during our short essays, but like. He didn't go back to school, right? And then he didn't go to Auror training. Like, he just became an Auror. But where did we learn that, though? Because I don't want to be talking about made-up crap.
I'm pretty sure that's Pottermore stuff.
Yeah, but we didn't read it during our essays. I don't remember reading that when we did our big deep dive. Maybe I did. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyways, like he didn't pass his apparition test, didn't finish his 7th year, didn't take his NEWTs, didn't take his Auror training. And he saved the whole wizarding world. He is the literal living savior of the wizarding world. He doesn't have to do crap like that.
I agree. I think like the apparition thing, like I think they just like issued it to him. They're like, you're fine. Like you're on the list. You know,
threw him a
you're
card.
allowed to.
Seriously.
You know, but also like from the sound of it, the thing, like the people who were doing it without a license, like if they were good at it, it wouldn't really matter. Like you don't get caught, like unless you're like doing it in front of like a magic cop, you know, a Department of Magical Law Enforcement officer, right? Like, and they're like, you're not allowed to do that. But
because it's really to protect yourself.
It's to protect yourself. It's just like the people who, so there's not like a lot of risk of like getting caught doing it, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
You know? But I feel like there was enough stuff going on that like the emergency powers of like reorganizing after the war and all that, you know, I don't think he had to go back and get it done.
Agreed. Waste of time for the chosen one. Waste of time. They all watched him defeat the Dark Lord. He's good to go. And you know, no one cares that he did a couple Imperious curses. Okay, no one's going to jail for that. Lucius Malfoy didn't go to jail, so
yeah,
we're good.
No bigger lie than the use of any one of them on a fellow wizard is enough for a life sentence in Azkaban. Like, definitely not.
Nope.
And I disagree. Like, I probably for the most part, like depending on the situation,
we've debated this.
Is
pretty evil spells,
aggressive. Yeah, for sure.
Spells.
But like life without parole is like they don't have the death penalty.
You got to make it scary. You got to make it scary to keep people away from these tempting spells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. William, we're just over an hour, depending on what Cassie cuts out, like me flashing the camera. But this is our first mailbag. We'll see how.
I loved it. I like the mailbags.
There are several good questions left. There's also some bad ones. So we will definitely do this again. And maybe we'll, ask non-friends to write in a couple more. A lot from friends here. Thank you, Cassie, for making the rounds. So we definitely want to do this some more. There was also some things that people have just written in over the last 6 months that I want to address that we still haven't talked about. So we'll keep doing these. I'm hoping that we'll have Hunter and Barry on next week for another trivia challenge, but we need to firm up a date with them. I've cooked up some pretty awesome questions, so come back for that. And as always, not as always, but still continuing some fan-written plot holes is what we'll do next. William, anything else for this special mailbag episode?
I got nothing. That was fun.
Let's go.
As the fans keep writing.
Exactly. Thank you to our 4 friends who don't listen. Peace.